All right, hello, welcome back to Tales of Del Nazra, Tales from Del Nazra, from Ashen Earth. I am Lex, your DM for tonight. We're gonna have a few little announcements. As always, our main campaign. Make sure to check out the VODs for those. They come out usually Thursday-ish. On the YouTubes. It's getting a little crazy over there. It's a lot of fun, a lot of crazy things happening at the moment.
Till Sam's
Big
full.
old story, yeah, big old story arc is finally coming to it.
What I do.
um and secondly, as we support our fellow cast members, Kate, who plays in the main campaign, she has a Redbubble. Check it out, it's KR Theater. Buy some things for the lunatics or the scribble sticker or any of our funky other designs. Do it or else.
Yeah.
All right, jumping back into things. The group within the Bountiful Conclave were called to speak with the Council of Three, three individuals that operated as the leaders of the Verdant Walkers. They were given a little bit of downtime, which they took to visiting and interacting with other individuals that they've grown some kinship to, whether it be a friendly familial or even a alchemical rivalry too. As the groups kind of hunkered, or the group hunkered down for the evening, for the following day, they eventually were called to join with Yin, their shepherd, effectively their handler, to meet with the council. They took the elevator to the upper terrace where they encountered the three. From there, it was Ghelfi, Lachlan, and Artilli. These are three that they learned embody various aspects of, or deduce that they embody various aspects of the elements themselves. Lachlan, who was a water genasi, and the other two, you kind of got a vibe that one represented air and the other represented earth. They spoke with you regarding a little bit of history about Del Nazra, especially Felrinthus, that this continent was once the referred to, or it's kind of still referred to as the heart of Del Nazra. But this continent was once the land upon which primordials had once walked freely. Um, and those fragments that y'all had located were actually pieces of those primordial entities. They revealed a bit more of their motives from the leaders, that they had wanted to bring a fourth into the fold, one that embodied the element of fire. This leader, this individual was located in Sindon, with the mission effectively to go to Sindon and try to convince this individual, this fire genasi, to at the very least come to the conclave. They rode the elevator back down, and were within a shopping area looking at different items and of the sort before a fiery type of combat ensued. Fireballs, and firebolts exploded as various types of entities that embodied fire and flame themselves. The group did their best to subdue and to save as many as possible as they could. Eventually, the battle came to a rather climactic end, as the pyromancer who had seemed to set all this off was prevented and halted from entering into the portal that they had appeared from. As the group is gathering back up, had finished off the other, that fiery, the flame geist, that dwarven individual that seemed elongated and seemed cracked with flames. From the upper terrace that they had descended, the terrace of three, the three council members actually were descending in a slow, almost like feather fall like effect as they descended from the upper area of the conclave. We will be rejoining the group as they currently have, let me look here. Oleander has the pyromancer in handcuffs, if I like in his under arrest per se, while the other three had just finished off fighting that firegeist. But we are going to be returning to that. There
I
is still flames galore as you watch from as they begin to descend down. Lachlan begins to, like, his arms expand out, and from the heavens and from the sky you see there these thick watery raindrops begin to fall, hitting the flames and slowly begin to put them out one by one. That central flame that had that large tree is the last to really begin to die down. You see the number of corpses that are scorched by these massive fireball explosions. A large number of individual citizens managed to get away, but there were a few casualties. What would y'all like to do? The council is still about like 200 or so feet up in the air as Lachlan is calling this rainstorm.
I uh I believe we put something over this guy's mouth too, but I'm not
Probably.
sure.
Yeah, you knocked him out.
Okay.
Yeah, you knocked him out, and I would say you at this point you can take the precaution to to prevent him from potentially casting, but that portal is still burning.
I'm gonna check the portal out. I'm not gonna go through. I'm just gonna check it out.
Okay. It is like a ring of flame around the outer edges that creates this. There is no, you can't see through it, so it's opaque. But you can feel from the other side there's an intense heat. And you realize it's not actually coming from the portal itself, but something that the portal, like the area the portal is going to, there's a heat emanating from it.
Just gonna stick my hand in, not like step through, but just put my hand in and feel.
You stick your hand in. You feel immediately your hand begin to dehydrate. Like there's intense heat on the other side of this, almost immediately. Very so hot there's no moisture in the air. So much so that the moisture in your arm, especially your wooden arm, begins to dissipate from it.
Kindling. I'm gonna pull my arm out.
Okay. An odd sensation as you can feel, though you don't have blood, your life force, your life energy begins to kind of recirculate through.
Okay.
What's going on? How are you doing?
It's very hot on the other side.
Yeah, looks to be so. All right. Well, it looks like they got the fires taken care of. And I guess and we might have done this already too, but just check this guy's belongings for anything else.
Even so, you locate, as you pull the hood down, bald head, but you do see there are various signs of intense burn scars over the head, like over the face. You do locate upon his forehead, there sits a circlet of this deep black iron, but set in the center is this like ruby color that seems to glow, give off a soft glow. He does have a staff, really eloquently carved out of like a single piece of obsidian or black stone. You locate 3 potions, 2 of which you can recognize to be potions of greater healing. Another potion that as you the it's warm to the touch, and as you kind of like move it, it appears similarly to like that of like a lava lamp. So it's like there's a liquid with inside, but there's also like a secondary liquid that's a little bit heavier, or some kind of something within that's a little bit heavier, that whenever it moves similarly to how like a lava lamp moves. You find a pouch that you imagine are various types of spell components. You find another pouch with some platinum and gold pieces. And lastly, you find a book. It feels brittle, um, like it's been put in a cooking oven for a very long time. The leather feels very brittle, but it's holding itself together. The pages also feel very crisp as well.
Hmm. He'll uh he'll grab those potions. Look at that weird one. Uh, take note of that. Um, how much platinum is it? Gold.
You count roughly about 50 pieces of platinum and about 38 pieces of gold.
30 of gold. Okay. Someone do the math. Uh,
530 some gold.
Around 38 gold.
538 gold.
okay. All right. Uh, huh. Okay. Well, what happened? I'm gonna open up the book.
You open up the book. What languages do you know? Oriana?
Um, I know Common, Dwarvish, and Abyssal.
Okay. Um, you said abyssal? Okay. You the script you can recognize, you don't recognize the language though.
Mm.
Um, you don't actually recognize what it's written in, but you recognize the type of script. It is
Oh,
infernal.
interesting. Okay.
So if you were to think about it, those upper planes and those lower planes, like things celestial and things of that nature, they all have a very similar script. It's like they're all based off of Latin, and then they have different sub dialects, very much like primordial. There's like a primordial language, and then you have your Aryan, your Aquan, and stuff like that. So it's very
Right.
much similar in that vein. They all have a
Fun.
very similar writing style per se. So I would say you'd be able to recognize that. If you know Abyssal, you can ascertain that it's potentially celestial or it's potentially infernal.
Okay.
You can roll me an intelligence check to see if you can narrow down.
Oh boy. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just flat intelligence check. Okay.
Yeah, just straight intelligence.
Okay. 20.
You can tell it's infernal. I would say with the 20, you would, if you had some time with it, you probably could start to slowly decipher it a bit.
Okay.
But just off the cuff, just like reading it through, you're like, yeah, this is definitely infernal. You would probably need some time with it.
Okay. I guess I'll hang on to it.
Okay. What are
Hmm.
the other three doing?
I'm still
The
looking
good
around. I'm
doctor.
still looking around
Yeah.
that portal.
And
Okay.
Oleander's not hiding this. If anything draws someone's interest, feel free to. Ooh, I'd like that.
Dr. Thomas is running around and treating the injured. Um,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who got knocked down in that fight, some that he brought back up, some that were pretty badly injured. If there's any that like do appear to be dead, I mean, like we know that they're dead because we saw their death saves get failed, but you can't tell that by looking at them. So he's like,
Yeah.
checking pulses and for signs of life and everything, and kind of like triaging. He might be like marking the dead somehow with like if he's got some chalk on him, like if he can chalk on the ground, just like doing a quick mark next to them to indicate like who's who's dead and like needs, like burial and like removal, and who needs like immediate help and like treatment.
Yeah, easy enough. You, along with the furbogs that were still around and
Including
providing
my
their
boy,
assistance. Yeah.
my my guy.
He will. I think there's like two of them. They
Yeah,
will assist you with this.
there's one that healed him up so he could be like up and doing
Yes,
this, and then there's the one that
was
he took the attack of Thomas took the attack of opportunity from the giant snake to like
yeah,
run over and stabilize when he was at 2 death
yeah.
saves.
So
I
they
took an oath.
feel they appreciate, and you can see that. And again, y'all have been with the Verdant Walkers for a good bit. This is y'all's, again, you were returning from your first big mission. But effectively y'all were citizens of sorts that were providing, that showed interest in advancing the Verdant Walkers influence a bit. So y'all are known. So there is, the Furbogs would 100%, as you move around, they'll much larger bodies and frames that are picking up injured, or even one would probably go about picking up the dead, the deceased, and the other would be picking up the other bodies, moving with you as fast as they can. But you are able to uh, stabilize individuals that show any potential signs of life. I would say probably even bringing a few of them very close back from the brink, just enough to get them, because the Furbogs were blowing through spell slots.
Oh
So
yeah.
they don't even really have their healing at the moment.
I
But at
will
least
mention, so Dr. Thomas
go
does
ahead.
have the healer feat, which does
Oh,
allow him to restore hit points with just healer's kits.
okay, yeah,
And
and
the
they would have more rudimentary versions of it,
Mhm.
but it's more like so probably your healer's kit would be used up, but they would provide
Yeah.
you with a very baseline things that are more herbal and holistic in nature, so very, very earthy. So you've worked with it before. It's not your preferred method.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh,
I do have 3 healer's kits though, so I can use up one of them. Just like
sure,
That's-
it's up to you if you want.
yeah,
Because I know you're going out buying some, yeah.
because that's like 10 people's worth of healing. So
Yeah, and that was, I would say that'd probably be like a rough estimate of how many people were actually savable. There was
Okay.
another large group that got just destroyed by a fireball up in that lower corner. Gallus, you're taking time to look around the portal.
Yeah, I'm just examining the portal. Really just trying to figure out what's on the other side without actually having.
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Oh, my +0 to those. Let's go.
Yeah.
Here's where it all comes together. Yes, 7.
7.
I trip and fall through.
If you want. No, as you take a moment to look around, couple things that you can note. The portal is two-way. It is a two-way portal. It is a portal that, upon the ground, you can see there is like, it's indicated by like a pool. That pool of red is, it looks like there was like a focal point, like it spilled out from something and then this portal appeared.
Oh, okay.
So if there should be a means, though you can't see it at the moment, of potentially deactivating it, and it's probably something physical here, like
on this side.
On this side, yeah. But you can't locate what that is at the moment, or what that source, or if it's buried, or what of it.
That's fair. Then instead I'm gonna wander around the area looking for where any like grass has been like burned away or flowers have been like burned away, and just start casting druidcraft to make some flowers blossom and bloom again.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You're trailing vines and things like that. Some trees have heavy impacts of fire. As they're doing that, Bud, is there anything specific that you would be doing in this moment?
When Bud sees Gallus put their the cat. When Bud sees Gallus put their arm appendage through the portal, pull it back. They're just in their brain. They're just like, like they're very worried, but they're like, it's fine. And the places of the trees and stuff like that that have been burnt, they're trying to collect some of the wood ash because wood ash can be very good for growing stuff in your garden. It doesn't really have any nitrogen in it, but it can be very good for fertilizer. But they're trying to make sure Gallus doesn't see it because they feels a little bit feel like it'd be almost a little insensitive to see Bud scraping some newly charred bark off. So they're trying to make sure they're, have their back. Too. And they're also watching Oleander just kind of sift through the book.
Okay. As y'all go about doing this, the council of three, you hear a voice kind of ring out as they effectively begin their final descent, their feet touching just, I would say, about 50 or so feet up. At this point, you hear the voice of Artilly, that Goliath, the female Goliath. Her voice booms out, and you can feel the very fibers of your being kind of vibrate to the sound of her voice, obviously being carried by some magic, effectively utilizing a good old thaumaturgy, as she calls out, members of the conclave, we have faced a fiery catastrophe upon the bowed branches. We have quarantined the market area for now. There have been deceased. We will inform all of you once we have more information. Please do not panic. If you see anything that seems untoward or unusual within this conclave, let us know. Let someone know. Till then, may the verdant walkers continue. And her voice kind of fiddles as the three of them land. Lachlan kind of drops to his knees a bit and takes heavy deep breaths. You can see beads of like water on his forehead, sweat, as whatever he did as the rain continues to fall but eventually settles. The fire has subsided completely at this point. Artilly kind of ushers him up. Calliope does not wait as she makes her way over to the group. More specifically, I would say over to where like Gallus and Oleander are.
Yeah.
Stopping first at you, Gallus. What happened?
I'm not sure, but the individual in Oleander's possession looks like they're running for this portal.
She kind of takes note, already kind of surveying the scene around, now getting a look at the individual that Oleander has in their possession, and her brows kind of deeply furrow. Right, we were facing our own up there. There was, and you can see she does have like her tunic and her clothing have slight scorch marks that you recognize are very similar to those like little gremlin type creatures, those Megmans that were running about, very similar to that style. They appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Small little combustions took us by surprise as you're left. Okay. She looks over and sees the good doctor administering the first aid.
Probably like brandishing his sword cane at the Myconids. It's like, get back! This one's not dead yet. Get out of here.
You could see you saw some of them like crawling and looking over the edges. Expectantly and hopefully.
I will saute you. Get out of here.
They do kind of keep the piece staying a little bit further back. Though you do see it walking up, or like appearing gathered around like 3 or 4. You do see Sir Mintz Varan, the Myconid leader of sort of the fungal keeper of spores, who has made his presence known. And he kind of shakes as he does. These spores release, and y'all all feel that connection, that almost hive mind connection, as you can feel the spores that just simply allow you the ability to speak and communicate more effectively with them. But Calliope will walk over and inspect the tree, and as she does, she closes her eyes, and she speaks a small incantation as what you very similar to what you were doing, Gallus, but a much stronger presence of this nature magic kind of takes root, and you see part of the tree begins to heal, and the burns and stuff like that begins to kind of heal up on the tree as some small little new growths begin to sprout out on the branches.
Perfect.
Again, she looks exhausted. She looks less exhausted than Lachlan does. And you see in her hand, she has it clutched, that emerald that y'all had given her.
Yes.
Seeing as if she may have some better attunement to these items than Lachlan does, who is also holding that same thing. There's a little bit of water kind of spilling out from around him before he clutches it tightly. But she will shift and approach Oleander with the prisoner, who has now, at this point, Lachlan and Artilly have joined up. Calliope takes point, approaching Oleander. What can you make of this? Who do you kind of like gets low and into the individual's face?
I don't know, some kind of fire wizard.
She kind of looks over her shoulder toward the other two, and there's a moment of this. There's a knowing look between the three of them, especially between Artilly and Calliope. There's almost like a strong lingering. Those of you within the vicinity, I would say Gallus, Oleander, and Bud. Yeah, I would say, Doctor, you're handling patients at the moment. Y'all three can roll me insight checks.
Can I use my passive, or do I have to roll?
You could utilize your passive. I'm down for that. If you have a higher passive, then
because my passive is 16.
Yeah, we'll keep that. I would say if you're not proficient in insight, then we can.
I am proficient in insight too.
Yeah, then we'll use your passive then.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
16.
My passive is 19.
Are you proficient in insight?
I have expertise in insight.
Yeah. We'll utilize your passive insight then.
Cool.
But are you even caring? Do you even care, or like about checking the trios, the councils?
I mean, Bud is obviously when they see the Clive put the hand on the tree and the gross, they kind of stop what they're doing. It's like, oh, this feels a wee bit insensitive, even more now. And then they kind of mosey closer over.
You're proficient with insight. I'll use your passive. If you're not, then go ahead and roll for me.
Yeah, I am most certainly not. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. Uno momento. Yay, that.
Hell yeah.
One.
No.
6.
6.
Oh, 5. Yeah. Okay. Between Gallus and Oleander, that long look, there's you can clearly tell that they know probably a little bit more, or they know they not recognize the figure, but there is an underlying realization that they have as they look over this individual, like more of a somber look. Probably, I would say you probably equate it to individuals that are reminiscing or thinking of potentially a deceased loved one, or like a friend that they potentially lost contact with, something of that nature.
Okay.
Lachlan
So-
seems a little bit like unsure.
So
in this moment.
after Oleander says, some kind of fire wizard. What, do you know him?
Yes, is he one of you?
He's not one of us, no. But we. She indicates to the. Did you take any? Like, did you take the circlet off or anything like that?
Yeah, I took the circlet. Yeah,
Yeah. She'll.
Fleece this guy. Good.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Little bastard.
it is. It is worrisome. There was a fourth, one that we were looking to replace. They found something within the mountains, and they became obsessed with it. The Brinchal volcano. They they referred to it as a boundless flame. Those of you who in the combat, that pyromancer had mouthed off a bit before trying to flee, and had mentioned this had mentioned a boundless flame.
Yeah.
He abandoned us, and we haven't been able to locate him since. We are. Yes.
So why does this one remind you then?
We are off balance at this moment. There are four. They kind of give a slight side-eye glance to Gallus. There are four primordial elementals that have once existed. We were drawn here to create the harmony of them. The four of us were. One before Lachlan, who and Lachlan kind of speaks up. Yeah, he died. He was killed by this one council member. Killed the other on his way out. He ranted about the world needing a purging of sorts, a restart from the land itself. That is what he associated with this boundless flame.
Yeah, dude.
We don't recognize who this person is before us, but we worry that his influence may start to spread. It has already started. Artilly kind of steps up. This is why we had such strong inclinations for you to visit Sinden, to realign the balance that has been offset. We are working in locating a conduit for the fifth element.
Do you think that portal leads to Sindin and to where that element might be?
There's a moment where the three of them give a nervous look to each other. We have no way of knowing unless someone enters. Artilly kind of removes this cloak that she's wearing, and she's very old. She's an old Goliath woman. You can see the very obvious signs of age and battle wornness. If I can be the one to enter, if we think it seems so fit, we can ask for you to step within. But we don't know where it goes. And they kind of look down to the individual at that you have Oleander. We could wait and maybe coerce information, but you could still hear the like the slow roiling of flame coming from the portal.
Right, yeah. Well, if there's no sign of this portal closing, perhaps we post up some guards, wait for this one to come to, and interrogate him. No, I don't know what we might get out of them.
Did I
They seem
clock?
pretty.
Sorry, go ahead, Garrett.
They seem pretty vitrolic.
Did I clock them giving me a side eye when they were mentioning the 4 or whatever? Because that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm still standing by the portal.
Yep.
I'm just gonna stick my head in.
You stick your head in.
Just here's Johnny style.
I need a Constitution saving throw,
Oh.
please.
Oh.
6.
All right.
Oh, we're still low on health. Well, at least I was.
One
really
second.
low on
I'm
health.
alright. I'm
I
at
think
30,
I'll-
30,
y'all- I
30
think I'll-
36.
Oh,
So
Huh.
I'm a beefy boy. Made of wood.
Gallus, you take 10 fire damage
No, I'm fine.
as you stick your head in, and the intense heat, though your arm had that bit of protection there, you're kind of you're forfeiting your more vital area.
Yeah.
As you look in, you're within a cavern. You immediately, as you look, you're like pushing your face forward. You are looking out to a bioluminescent, like fungal growths that are giving these light, but there's an intense heat rising from
Okay.
below
So
you.
I'm gonna do this then. Once I hear, I'm gonna do half face in, half face out, and I'm gonna repeat what I'm seeing. So
Okay.
as you describe it, Gallus repeats it.
Okay, awesome. As you do that, so you see this intense heat. The portal is upon this platform, this worked black iron platform, that looks like it steps off onto like a naturally carved, deep, like dark stone caverns that this fungal growth is growing on. Where that raised platform is sitting, there is a small, like rolling bit of lava. That is where that intense heat is coming from.
Lava.
There are 3 passageways. There's one that leads to the north. Well, there's 3 that branch off from this
Smells like a
area.
dungeon.
You can't see further than that, but as you are listening out, go to roll me a perception check.
Oh, I'm proficient in that.
And I'll need one more Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh God, 14 for perception.
Okay.
8 plus 6.
Okay.
Constitution. Even worse, 5.
5. Okay. Just because I'm effectively using rounds.
Yeah. You do
I
your
rolled shit on
thing.
that. It's 2 fire.
Oh.
As you kind of the half face is working in your favor at this point. With the 14, you can faintly hear talking. You can hear that there's voices coming from, like, echoing off from the passages. But you can't make out what they're saying.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my head out.
Okay.
And just I hear people talking. There's lots of lava. How's everybody feeling, by the way?
Not great. Not great.
not the best.
I'm gonna cast Chorus of Chittering. So a cloud of luminescent spiders scurries from out of my bark and starts to crawl over everybody in the vicinity.
Okay.
And
yeah.
they start to stitch your wounds with spider silk.
Ah.
And everybody heals by 10 hit points.
Nice.
Nice.
And that takes 10 minutes.
A little
to
better
do.
now.
Did I do that to myself as well? Yeah, sure.
I'm a little over half now. Yay.
As you were describing this, and you kind of pull your head away, Calliope and Artilly, the three, Calliope will speak up. That did not sound like Sinden. Sinden is in the waste, but that sounds like it's below Earth. And if you saw lava, I can only imagine that goes to
Volcano.
Brimshall. Yes. Brimshale. I'm saying Brimshall. Brimshale.
Brimshale. Oh gosh.
I'll drop the map for y'all so y'all can look.
Yeah, it's like
So
it's
Sinden is here, like just south of
Nice.
Vernonwood, and then Brimshall is way over here.
Ah.
yeah,
Brimshale.
right there. It's just right there.
Right there. Just right there.
Right. Well, there's some other people still on the other side, so
Yes, I heard voices. I just couldn't make out what they were saying.
Yeah, so waiting around doesn't seem fortuitous. Calliope will, in her hand, from where that emerald shield, she has it in one hand, and the other hand you watch as she produces like a handful of these deep bluish colored berries, and she'll pass each one to y'all, to everyone here. So it's a good berry. So if you take it, you'll heal for 1 HP and you feel full. But she will put it in the guy's mouth.
lovely.
She'll kind of like squish it, and she'll like force feed it essentially the juice. Like she'll like I don't want to say mama bird it, but she'll like effectively like make like a mush.
right in his mouth.
She probably would.
Take that.
Artilly probably would.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But the guy's eyes flutter open. But you have, I'll say, you quickly gag him for that, for the sake of potentially casting anything. And his eyes are open. You get a good look at his eyes. His eyes are bloodshot. It looks like he hasn't slept in days. That's like, it's deep set eyes, the dark circles, but they're just super bloodshot. The pupils and the iris themselves seem enlarged. The pupils also seemed like they are much larger than they're supposed to be. Dr. Thomas, have you returned to the group at this point?
Assuming that everybody has been stabilized and is in good hands, and he's fought off any myconids trying to make off with dead bodies or living bodies.
The furbogs will join in that, yeah.
Just use brooms, shoo them off. It's fine.
What I do.
Shoot. Go on, get out of here.
They'll look to you, but you see Sir Mence is also trying to make his way over to this person to lend his expertise, but you are much quicker on your feet. Go to roll me a medicine check.
Medicine check, okay.
Yep.
I'm good at those. 20. The unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Taking a look at him, obvious signs of burn marks, like, I mean, various degrees of burns. Some things you can notice, it's layered. It's like a layered scar. So it's like as if he was burned repeatedly over time. And so it was allowed to heal, and then he was reburned. There's no distinct pattern to it. It looks very random, except for the hands. The hands have a consistent, almost level about right here that the burn marks go to, and it's pretty if you were to guess, this man has repeatedly burned his hands and his arms about a dozen times. The and I'm talking third degree burn. Like,
never mind.
like he has no like the way
Fingerprints?
he has fingers, but they are like there's literal no fingernails, anything of the sort. Like all that has just been because of the amount of
Hell yeah.
nerve damage and things like that. He just would not have that.
Freddy Krueger.
Is he? You said
Effectively,
we woke him up just with the good berry, right?
the good berry. His like eyes are fluttering open.
Okay. Thomas would like to actually go with like just like a small like needle, something pointy, and just kind of like poking at the wrist and stuff. He's trying to get like a response, because third degree burns of that amount left to naturally heal would reduce hand dexterity. So he's like, what he wants to kind of check is like how much of that hand dexterity is there, because if it's like barely anything, like if he's basically showing like barely any response and his hands can barely move, that implies that this was like natural healing. But like if there's a good amount, then that applies to me either magical healing or intense medical like response to the burn that would have like allowed him to heal in a way that the burns would still be there, but he would still retain function.
So you do. It's awesome. As you are checking this response, you see he doesn't flinch from the pain of being prodded by a needle multiple times in various areas. His hands do like clench and move, but it's from what you can gather from your expertise in this field, you gather that it was a mix of both. Which is odd to you, because if he was receiving like magical healing or divine healing or whatever the case may be, the scarring shouldn't be as intense. Typically what's associated with magical healing is you're healing the body to the point of where it does not scar, like where you did not get injured to that degree. But the implication, I would say this, it looks like he has like the nerve response is indicative that he has received some type of additional magical healing, but the scarring amount and the way it looks like more natural scarring, like it looks like it was naturally healing, but it was it's really odd for you in this moment, because he should not have as much functionality in his hand with the level of burn scars that he has. The eyes are kind of pull you as well, that he has a wild look. The bloodshot nature implies that to your best, because we rolled a 20, I'll give you this. To your best knowledge, it's some kind of vapor that he hasn't grown immune to it or resistant to it, but the consistent inhaling of this sulfuric vapor has effectively rendered him a bit like someone who has taken like a hallucinogen or like a heavy drug, like an upper per se. Just the way that the pupils are super dilated in this moment.
Does it seem like the lack of a flinch was, I could see it being one of three things: either just natural pain response, the scarring being too thick for him to feel it, or like the drugs? Can I tell which of those three is responsible for his lack of flinching to the pain?
I would say with your expertise, it would probably be a mix of the both, like all of that.
Oh, okay.
Like it all of it
accustomed
has
to pain. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Layered.
like it's from your best guess, probably the main cause of him not reacting to the pain is probably, especially in those areas, he's just either has gotten accustomed to feeling pain or lacks that nerve response there.
Okay. This guy's messed up. This guy's got real messed up.
You see Calliope begin to like pace around the portal once again. Artillery is kind of standing with her arms crossed, glaring down. Lachlan is still a bit woozy. See that he is far more green when it comes to being a member of the council. The the level of, I would say, professionalism that probably would come with being a council member for quite some time that Calliope and Artillery are showing, he does not have. But he does kind of lower himself to the ground a bit and looking at that, like, now that you're looking at it, it looks like that like where the portal was coming out of and whatever was spilling out, it looks like lava. Like it looks like shale, like that crust that lava has whenever it cools. He's kind of like gingerly touching it and there's a slight warmth to it. But he kind of reaches his hand down. He lets forth a scream as you hear the faint sizzle from his arm. But he doesn't stop as he grabs something and wrenches it, and the portal whoop, closes. And there's like a puddle of this like lava shale, like this that blackened earth. And in his hand, he's holding this like semicircle device that he has effectively shut, and it has various types of grooves and arcane writing upon it. And you see he kind of, his arm is clearly shown just immediate burn marks, like burn scars. And you see his bluish skin goes a little bit more pale as he like reaches his arm and clasp onto you, Gallus, as you're the closest one. Oh, stumbles back a bit looking at it. Oh, that's not good.
I'll just put my hand on his burns and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. It heals.
Or maggot therapy, as I technically just push maggots in there and they start chewing away all the dead flesh for 5 hit points.
He looks horrified, which it does begin to heal.
Yeah, they're magic maggots.
But as they do begin to heal, but Dr. Thomas and Gallus, you both recognize the skin is healing itself, but there's still the scar tissue. Like there still looks like it will begin scarring. So you now have an idea of whatever magical flames or whatever this guy was putting his arms into is linked to whatever is fueling or fuels this little hemisphere, this portal creator. Gallus, and it kind of makes sense why there was potential lava spilling out of this, whatever it was, just what you had saw or what you had seen in that area. But he doesn't keep it. He's gonna like offer it up until he walks up. Artilly walks up and takes it. And you see she kind of does that hot potato motion where it seems like something a lot hotter than you were expecting. It gets put in your hand. And she catches it with the other. And you can hear that slight like skin burn, almost like you're touching the edge of a hot iron or like a curling iron or anything of that. And and she's going to drop it back on the ground. And it just kind of boop, boop, plops there. And you see it burns a bit of the grass that, it would be on the grass. It would be on that shell.
Yeah, Oleander's just gonna like get one of his pots out and just get like a pot and a pot lid and just kind of
you scoop it up. It tinks and clatters. But I would say if you were to look inside, you could see it is a like a golden color. It looks reflective, but now that you can tell, it seems like it's hot. It's glowing not from catching light, but from heat that it was surrounded by. Are you proficient in Arcana of any nature?
No.
Is anybody proficient in Arcana?
I have expertise in Arcana.
Okay, if you would like to take a look at it,
Mhm.
Dr. Thomas.
What you make of this, Doc?
Oh, I also have. Oh, I know that's. If it's about fey, fiends, or undead, and anything regarding hunting, I have monster hunting. I do have an advantage on it.
No, this wouldn't be
Okay.
associated with that. Yeah.
What? 24.
24. The device, it requires it's almost like a puzzle to solve. It's an odd looking Rubik's cube. It's a hemisphere it's a hemisphere that you would turn and lock and unlock in different places. There are various arcane runes upon the outside of it that all are associated with conjuration. That area of magic of conjuration, which is portals. And I would say with those runes, you could recognize that it is meant to create a two-way portal that links to another device. The intricacies of it, you would not recognize from that. You could just tell that the type of runes that are required for a one-way portal versus a two-way, and it is persistent. So as long as you can decipher the code or the puzzle, then you can open a portal.
Right. And does the Arcana was for just identifying that there is deciphering needs to be done, or did I also get the deciphering?
If you want to try to solve the puzzle, that'll require an investigation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll try and figure that. If I can try and figure it out in a way that's like, if I can like puzzle through it, just like looking at it,
it's like someone looking at a
do it.
Rubik's cube that's fucked up, and you looking at a Rubik's cube, you go, "Oh, okay, this is what I need. These are the different movements that I need to do." Yeah. That's
not
what
actually solving it, but yes, figuring out what we would
Please
need.
don't summon the Cenobites.
Yeah. But you'll
Investigation?
roll investigation, yeah.
Okay.
If anybody else is looking at it, you're more than welcome to roll as well.
19.
I have a +0. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I got a -1. Mm-mm.
Right. Dr. Thomas.
Oh, nice. I rolled the
get?
19 plus 1.
Okay. The two of you have the pot. Y'all are both kind of like craning your head over, and y'all are both doing the. Oleander, you used to crossword puzzles. You used to Sudoku, things like that. You know these puzzles. Your old man newspapers.
A lot of time on the road.
But I would say y'all both kind of, as y'all both in your brain, you have that mind meld moment where you can see the patterns and the movements that are required. And it's not so. I'll say this: the grooves all fit together as they are. Like you have this hemisphere. The semicircle of sorts. There are grooves that create these different types of patterns that aren't incorrect. Let me say that. What you recognize is that you can shift and move bits and pieces of it to create new patterns. And that's what y'all uncover is that it created a new, like, one of the new patterns. There are multiple variations. To this, so y'all can recognize a pattern. I would say y'all can roll me a d6, Garrett.
Okay. 1.
And Dr. Thomas, I would like you to roll me a d6 as well.
They're gonna have such
Also
sights
one.
to show us.
Y'all recognize the same. Y'all find the same pattern.
Oh, oh man. So we're table talking on like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, because if that goes here, and then
Oh yeah, and then if you turn that one that way and you flip that one upside down, you turn that.
So y'all,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
If only we're looking at it from two different perspectives. It's like if only I had one of these, and you're like, oh no, that's over here. There we go, and then that would line up with this. Yeah.
So y'all locate a pattern to appear y'all in, I would say with y'all's combined roles, you can recognize that there's 6 potential variations, and y'all have uncovered one of those. I'm not going to make y'all roll in the future. Y'all could spend time with it. If you were trying to do it on the fly, then you would do your rolls. But if you want to spend time with this thing to try to learn more of the patterns, we can do that. But in your grasp, Oleander, or no longer in your grasp, I would say, kind of bound up. The guy is trying to. Now that the portal is closed, he seems frantic. He's moving more sporadically, and he's kind of. You see, he's furiously biting on the gag that you have put in his mouth, and seems very irate in this moment.
Yeah, I'm sure you're pissed. Guess what? You're gonna have to be pissed a bit longer.
He's trying to. You could tell he's speaking, but you don't recognize the language. Not that it's just muffled, but you don't recognize the language. Well, oh, that's an interesting point. Does anybody know Primordial?
I do.
Celestial Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, and Giant.
Common and Elvish.
Okay. And I know yours.
Primordial and sign language.
But yeah,
common.
you hear
Jesus.
it's so knowing Primordial again, like kind of explained, you know the root of the languages. So it's very easy to comprehend the dialects, per se. You can infer or you can recognize the dialect different, which is like associated to the plane of fire, like fire elementals and things like that.
Did you say? Sorry, you cut out there. Did you say different?
Oh, where is it? I said Ifrin, but I don't think that's right.
Ifrin.
Ignan. Thank you, Ignan. You can recognize Ignan, the language that he's speaking, and it's muffled, so you're not getting full bits and pieces, but effectively he's like, let me go, I want to get out, I need to go, I need to get back. The boundless flame. He seems manic in this moment.
Bud's like relaying this all to everybody. Just, Ignan, haven't heard that in a while. Yeah, boundless flame. Let me go. Yeah, I know. We know you want to go. We understand you want to go. We get it. Bud's trying to. It's been a while since they've had to like speak any sort of primordial and try to get like that. They're trying to say some words back to them, and they know it doesn't sound the greatest because it's been a hot minute. And even trying to remember some words.
As you begin to speak this and you say this, the three of them, the council, kind of all turn and give you a long look. And Calliope kind of gives an incredulous look to you. Who taught you that? I'll say Gran taught it to you.
Gran taught me. I'm into weird shit happens. You know I like my dead potato bugs. I like a little bit of primordial. The potato. It's that bug. Is it?
Why would she? We'll have to have a word with her.
What was the pronunciation off? I thought it was fine. Enough.
No, it is not a language that is rudimentally taught throughout. Most people know it. This is worrisome.
That's what's worrisome with me?
Not
of all
you.
The, things?
The fact that he is speaking it. You said you had. Did he have anything on him?
Oh yeah, lots of stuff.
Can we see it?
Sure. And he'll show the potions of greater healing, mysterious potion, and
the circlet, the red jeweled circlet.
And you have the staff in hand.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, he had it like through the whole battle. He's kept a grip on that thing.
Oh yeah, because you stole it from him.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. You effectively made him unable to cast to a certain degree. Or yeah, because it's a. I think I explained it was a cast staff of defense.
Yeah.
The kind of like looking over the items, they seems unimpressed. It's like items, this potion, and she kind of looks to you, Dr. Thomas, but already who has finally made his approach. You see Sir Varen, the Myconid kind of approach, and his long arm reaches out and grabs the potion from her, and you see he kind of takes it, and you can see the little tendrils of like mycelium kind of grow in to the stopper, and you see a little bit of the mycelium kind of branch out like a little spider web inside of the interior of it, and he gives it a shake, and you see he kind of shudders a bit, and as he does, like he like burps, and as he does, this like plume of flame, just like a small little plume of flame burst out, and he retracts his mycelium and stuff, and in your mind you can hear a potion of fire breath is what this is. The he'll take a moment, if you allow it, and he'll effectively, in his own rudimentary way, he will identify that as a circlet of blasting and a staff of defense. It's a potion of fire breath and 2 potions of greater healing.
Oh, just 2? I thought I heard 3. Okay. Just 2.
Oh, no, there was the 2 potions of that, and then the additional potion was a fire breath. There was 3 potions that he had all on him.
Got it. Excellent. By the way, guys, I don't know what these guys are going to do with the items, but the items that I did show off, I put them in party inventory. So if you guys, that new part in D&D Beyond is my inventory and then party inventory.
Right, yeah.
So you guys can,
Yeah, you can
block
put stuff there, and
whatever.
I think you can claim things and things like that. Like you can
Yeah.
actually see what you have, and then you can remove it if you decide to take it and put it on your character sheet. But I think you actually can attune thing from the party's inventory too. But yeah, that's a good place to put those type of items.
Oh, yeah. Just so everyone knows, just check in on that. I put the stuff there.
Well, she'll point to the pot that has that device in it.
Yeah. Well, this little molten hemisphere doohickey puzzle.
We
figured out one of the patterns, but don't know what it does.
Yeah, I imagine the patterns would utilize to. You said one of the patterns.
Yeah. This one. That. Haven't really
yeah, she'll look at it. So there's multiple places that this thing can go.
Is that what that means?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, that's a pattern. I haven't tried it out yet. Don't really want
walk
to.
over, and his little tendrils of mycelium that he's been using to identify with. He attempts to touch it, but the mycelium burns away, and he kind of recoils away from it. And you hear, I cannot glean the magic within this in its current state. I kind of gently pat his shoulder. It's fine.
I'm gonna try touching it.
Okay. It is hot to the touch. Go ahead and roll me a
It's like a finger.
Constitution
It's a tiny
save.
little finger just going.
Oh, then yeah, it's like touching like a hot iron. It burns your finger, but not enough to like injure. IP looks beyond, and you see the furbogs there's like 3 of them now, and they have created like a bit of a perimeter around the deceased, and the injured, the infirmed, who are now getting some actual additional medical help from other members of the Verdant Walkers as well. Those who are permitted access to the tree level, this treetop area. Calliope looks at them. We have other things to take care of in this moment, but you hold on to these items. She kind of looks around. Have any of you seen Yin?
Yin.
That's your shepherd.
I mean, not since
She came down with y'all.
Yeah, no. Well, since it all started.
Right. There's a worried look that is shared between the 3 and also y'all.
oh no.
Maybe she's
Dead.
dealing with, well, kind of size. I would say this. Some of the injuries because of the fireball, like it would be a really hard time recognizing
To
some of these
identify
people.
bodies, yeah.
Yeah. Even like you would, yeah, it would probably be more like an autopsy moment.
All right. I'm gonna go over to where all the bodies are.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any that look vaguely elfish?
Roll me either investigation or perception.
17.
There's 3 bodies that look elvish.
All right. Is there any that match like the height and general build of Yenadrill or no?
I would say there's 2 that have a feminine form.
Okay.
Narrowed it down to 2.
The other one looks more masculine.
I'm gonna go to the one that looks more feminine.
There's 3. There's 2 that are feminine.
right.
There's 1 that is masculine.
All right, never mind what I was gonna do.
You don't want to risk it. Try to look at.
No, I don't think
Okay.
it's gonna offer any information that'll help us.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Fuck it.
Calliope will
it.
walk over there. Like over. She's walking over to the infirm. The 3 of them are going to make their rounds.
Calliope, do you think any of these might be Yenadrill?
It is hard to tell. I'm not sure.
So Yenadrill was just our handler, right? Sort of.
Yeah, she was. They refer to them as shepherds, but she was y'all's.
Yeah.
It was effectively a handler.
Is
Yeah,
that like
she
a
was the
high?
one-
A leader,
is
a
that
guider.
Is that like a high rank in the Verdant Walkers or no?
I imagine it's like a manager.
Effectively, yeah, it's like a manager.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna pick the body I think is the closest to Yenadrill. Let's go.
Pick 1 or 2.
2.
Okay.
I'm gonna kneel down beside them. The fireflies that animate Gallus a little bit are gonna come out a little bit, so he kind of gets a little more sluggish and a little more lifeless. And he's gonna cast Speak with Dead.
Okay.
On that one.
The fireflies you see swarm into the mouth, and the chest expands and has a soft dim glow as the light from behind the eyes of where they should be It's an odd display. It is very reminiscent of. It's just really odd to see a fully burned individual kind of taking a breath.
I don't think anyone in the Verdant Walkers knew I could do that. Maybe they did, you know. And I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna look over at Calliope and just go. Are you Yenadrill?
No.
Fuck.
Calm down.
Yeah, ask them what their name is, I guess, and then
Yeah.
how they'd like to
It's
be
the only time I
buried,
can
I
do that.
suppose.
What
You
is
only do
your-
it once?
once per long rest.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Once ever.
What
Yeah,
is
it's like,
what is your name?
God.
That's 2 questions. I get what, 5?
3, I thought, isn't it? I could be wrong.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
been a while.
know. It has been a while.
5.
Okay.
Rylea.
Rylea. Is there anybody here, family, loved ones, that you would like us to alert of your passing?
Make a roll. No, I preferred isolation, to be alone.
Me too.
My family is elsewhere.
It's 3. Dumb question. Do you know anything about the individuals who attacked this place?
I would like you to roll me an intimidation, persuasion, or deception check.
Ah, yes. The man with 8 charisma. I'm gonna go just persuasion, because he's not trying to be deceptive. He's
I
not
will
trying to be
offer
intimidating.
you something
Sure.
for plot and story purposes. I will offer you a plot roll. You can roll with advantage if you would like, but you're going to take a level of exhaustion. You don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm giving you the yes or no. You can either do it or you don't.
I like spice. Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna. He's not again. He's not a deceptive individual. He's not trying to intimidate anybody. So persuasion it is.
With advantage.
D20 minus 1. Natural 20 for 19.
Y'all watch as
Hell yeah.
Gallus is kind of knelt down next to this corpse as it's kind of lifted, and the head is turned in his direction. Calliope is standing just off the side of him, watching
the
this.
way I imagine his speak with dead, and if he ever does use animate dead, because the armor is what gives him life, he's partially giving some of that to the corpse to reanimate it briefly.
Right.
Yeah. So he's basically like big time.
So you'll take it
himself to do it.
Yeah, you will take a point of exhaustion.
Cool.
As the others, as wherever you were positioned, watching this display, this ability that Gallus is displaying on speaking, being able to talk with the dead, you watch as like the back of his head kind of splits a bit, like it creates like like a knot in a tree, or that hole in a tree that creates. It's like almost like that. And in the inside, there's this bright flare of this bluish a more mint greenish coloration that like almost looks like a small like beacon that flares to life. And whereas those fireflies, the coloration that they takes on a more solid green, that mint green color. And your question is, do you know anything of this?
Yeah.
And that mint green gets completely washed over by this bright orangey yellow glow. I am the boundless flame. I am owed this land. You shall not take it from us. It is ours. The cycle of 4 is stronger than the 5. It shall be. It shall remain.
That was question 4,
Corpse.
yeah?
You watch as the body, the mouth of the corpse, and the eyes begin to slowly burn and sizzle as the corpse just becomes a husk. Your spell dissipating.
Okay, so I get 4 of my 5 questions.
Gallus, you have effectively made contact with whoever this boundless flame is.
Okay. So yeah, I guess the fireflies that were doing that back into me. And I stagger a little bit and I get up.
The split up on the head closes, but you can't feel any of that.
No, so I didn't know that happened. Well, Boundless flame.
You all would have heard this, by the way. The
what the
exchange.
hell?
Is our buddy, our
Hells.
charred grilled buddy, freaking out about any of that?
There's like maniacal laughter that is muffled through that mouthpiece, which he is slowly trying to chew through. You could begin to see the blood at the corners of his mouth just from the like working your muscle like that, and then like any kind of fabric or whatever you're using, just constantly rubbing.
I'm just gonna take like a torch, like a wooden handle of a torch, just
So the Boundless flame. Okay.
The 3 council members look pale. Like,
What do you know?
yeah.
What
Yeah,
do you-
what's all this? What's all this about the cycle of 4 stronger than 5?
Yeah, what are you hiding?
not hiding much of anything. When Tel Nazra, Corinthus, back when it existed in the way it did, there was only 4: earth, water, air, and fire. Recently, there has been a 5th that has been put into the cycle.
What is the 5th?
Very arcane itself. Magic. It has always been present, but it has now been given more purpose.
Okay.
No longer just snakes. On the ley lines, it now has a stronger, more definitive hold.
And this boundless flame does something to the dead killed by fire, it would seem.
This land has always been tricky, always filled with uncertainty when it came to the elements. A temperament to the very foundation of it itself.
And each of you sort of are heralds to these 4 elements, or were, yes?
Sort of. We were awoken many years ago when the first tree was planted. We were called to this land to aid in the healing,
By who?
growth.
By what?
Did not have a voice. It was a sensation. And urging to come here.
So does that
As
mean...
we have
Oh, sorry, continue.
As we have existed within Ferunthris, there has been changes that we have seen. Growth that started in a place, the Ostrawood. Various locations that seemed pertinent to
That's where
the
I'm
very
from.
elements themselves. Yes, you are.
Okay.
Your presence has always been a curiosity to the three of us. Before, once upon a time.
Okay.
When we arrived, we felt, each of us felt the best way to put it is a calling. A reason to be here, to fix something. But just as there is good, there is, I hate to use the word bad, but there's a counter. There's a balance to life itself. We have worked with one woman who has mentioned a warning of sorts to this imbalance. Understanding that the elements themselves are both give and take. We have been so we have been giving more than we have taken. To heal a land, you must understand that land is not a utopia. With the death and the disappearance of the other two, it's been our mission to try to fix the mistake. This boundless flame, there's sanctifying brine, the shrieking gale, and the whelming earth are the counter to what we embody.
Boundless flame, brine,
Sanctifying brine,
sanctifying brine,
shrieking gale, whelming
gale.
earth.
Whelming earth. And you mentioned that one of the new things appearing, the fifth thing, was Arcana itself, sort of?
Long ago, magic itself was given a physical form, a physical conduit. There, the last of what they did before they no longer existed was to become one with Del Nazra as a whole. This tree kind of gives you a look.
The broken tree? Interesting.
We fear as though individuals that shared your fate prior to your existence, Gallus.
The other speakers.
Yes. Their presence it is as if a part of the land itself is resisting. As if the heart has not taken fully to this manifestation. Each of your speakers, from what I can tell, and the others, came to a rather untimely demise in ways that seemed premature. We've associated that with the potentiality that they were more resistant to become acclimated. They were resisting as much as the land was resisting. Your presence has been, we hope, a fortuitous sign that the speakers are no longer resisting and they are opening themselves up. But the more that you grow in strength, we fear as though there, as always, a balance to this. She lifts the emerald up, like the string hanging upon her hand, the emerald sitting there, and she like slightly gives that faint, soft, dull glow. The mission of the Verdant Walkers has always been one thing. It's to reinvigorate this land, to bring it back to what it once was. But there's more to this than just that. There is reframing the land to accommodate something that was not always here.
So the elements are resisting it in a way.
Yes.
Okay.
They have manifestations that exist within the land. She still holding up the emerald. Fragments of their being scattered throughout the very lands themselves. This is a clear sign. We were aware, but where do we put this? They don't exist in a physical body anymore. They are essence, elements. When the land was sundered, destroyed, their physical forms were as well.
All right, does
With
this? Oh, sorry. Go
yes. No, go ahead.
All right, does this change the plans about heading to Sindon?
I would think not. I think it would quicken the expectations of getting you there and hoping that nothing. Lachlan kind of speaks up. When the previous died, I was. Do you ever feel like you when you come up from a dream, like you're still dreaming, but when you wake up, you can. It's everything seems a lot clearer. It's like that. I felt as though at one point in my life things became more clear. And speaking with the other two, Artili and Calliope, it was when the other member was killed. He kind of speaks up. We're hoping that within Sinden, this individual, we can try to reawaken something that our exchange council still possesses. But we worry as though there will be an imbalance to the flames as long as he still lives.
Wait, so when one of you dies, somebody else awakens with this connection to the element?
It's funny how things seem so consistent, but yes.
All right. Well, I mean, unless there's anything else you think we should know.
Once you get them here, we would like... No, not of now. Not of this moment. That is more... Y'all four know more of the truth of us than anyone else within the Verdant Walkers. We are trusting you all to keep this hidden from the others for now.
Discretion. Got it.
Yeah.
We will come up with some reasoning of why this attack happened, what may have caused it.
Well, I mean, you got your culprit.
If we start to discuss the openness of potential cult-like behavior, we start to incite the potential of pushing others to become curious, to look into this boundless flame. We will keep an ear out to see if anybody here. We fear as though there are so many places that you can gather bodies from, members to follow. This land is not abundant in life.
Not
We
yet.
recommend that you, right. We recommend that you keep an ear out or stay vigilant in your travels. We have hopes that the other four, as long as we remain alive, but the other three, Brian, Gale, and Earth, we will not have to deal with that. Our focus will be the flame.
So do you think there's a sort of conduit for this arcana, then? Or at least the land is looking for one? Or a conduit for whatever this fifth thing is?
We have suspicions that that the speakers act as a conduit, but we don't know.
Oh.
We have sent you out on missions with the hopes that your presence and what you learn, that you are no longer isolated to the understanding of the Astral Wood. That you
Right.
carry with you wisdom beyond. If I speak so frankly, and not to potentially offend, but your speakers have such a small shelf life compared to us. That is why we fear as though the land itself is pushing against your presence here. Much like your tree, you must take root. I think part of this, Gallus, will be upon you to forge a path of how the future speakers shall interact with the very land itself. We must find balance.
Right. Lots to sleep on.
She's gonna
Gallus
look
is
to
gonna
the
wander
three.
off.
Yeah, she's gonna look to the three: Oleander, Dr. Thomas, and Bud. You hold a great responsibility, comes to Gallus. Imagine as if one of us was traveling with you. You were selected for your capabilities, for your very attunement to nature itself, for the fundamental understanding of the environment and the elements. A willfulness, a drive to find a solution, a cure. Your coming together was not without design. You each play a role moving forward. We entrust that role to you.
You know what? I'll do my best.
Don't think of it as a failure. Kind of looks to where Gallus left, and Artilly kind of steps up. Seems as though magic is as unpredictable as we can assume it to be. But there is a necessity. These speakers that Gallus is and embodies. If he were to pass, you would not be put to blame. Seems as though that element is testing, finding one that is most suitable to act as a conduit to it. The power the first possessed was overwhelming, eventually leading to a necessity, a need to plant themselves, to ground themselves. Doctor, you would understand a prototype, experiments. Think of it as a much grander design.
You motherfucker.
These speakers test our hypotheses, experiments.
Makes sense, I suppose. Then again, I've never had the luxury of other test subjects. I tend to stick with the one I've got.
We'll keep this close to breast. Pipey speaks up again. Go to Sinden. You are going to be. We will have a game plan. We will have a much better strategy once you return. As you see now, we are sending you to places that are potentially influenced by, that have strong elemental influences. We need to see if you can find more of these fragments. Uncover more on how and why the land is acting as it is, rebelling in places.
All right, you got it.
All right. Thank you again. We'll handle the rest from here.
A lot to do.
All right. As they excuse y'all and Gallus has walked away, let's go and just take our break. A real short little break moment.
Woo.